What's happening, everybody? SEC Media Days, Day 2. Could we see the SEC Championship game eliminated? Locked On SEC starts right now.
You are Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what's happening, everybody? Welcome into Locked On SEC. It's great to have you guys along. I'm Chris Gordy. Thanks for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Shout out to everydayers. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, covering your team every day. All right, Day 2 from SEC Media Days. We've got a great lineup coming at you today. We're going to talk with Cooper Mays from Tennessee, Mykel Williams from Georgia, and Harold Perkins from LSU. All that coming your way here in just a second. But today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more as the playoffs wind down. Sports fans start getting excited for the college football season. Get ready over at FanDuel this summer. FanDuel's hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. Visit FanDuel.com today to get started. All right, recapping a little bit of some of the highlights from Day 2 at SEC Media Days. And we start with Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, as they're going to play 12 regular season games this year, of course, and a 13th potential game in the SEC Championship. And some teams thinking maybe with the playoff now, if you win the SEC Championship, of course, you get that first round bye. But if you go 10-2, you don't have to play in the SEC Championship game. You kind of get a bye week there before you have to play week one of the college or round one of the college football playoff. So Kirby Smart was asked on Tuesday if he'd be in favor of eliminating the conference championship games to make room for this expanded playoff. And a lot of people thinking that maybe you don't need the SEC championship game anymore, and maybe it loses some of its value because you're going to be going to multiple rounds of a playoff. Well, Kirby Smart saying on Tuesday, I'm not in favor of doing that. I still find value in winning an SEC championship. He said, do I worry about attrition in terms of having more games? I worry about attrition with 4 teams in the college football playoff. He said the SEC championship game is one of the most meaningful games his program plays. He said teams would miss it if it was gone. He called the event one of the greatest venues in college sports. He said the games we played in Atlanta have been some of the best, most memorable games. Over at Oklahoma, Brent Venables was asked about the horns down gesture. That was a big topic, of course, with Texas coming over to the SEC. Will it be a penalty or not? Brent Venables said, I really don't have an opinion. Football is a game of emotion, intensity, and passion. If they say it's a penalty, then don't do it. If they say it's a free-for-all, have at it. Everybody's different. Everybody celebrates different. But whatever rules are in place, we will follow those. Over at Tennessee, Josh Heupel talked about getting a chance to return to a familiar place September 21st. His Vols will travel to Norman to face Oklahoma. He said, the first time that I will have been back. It will be unique for myself to be on the other sideline. Obviously, there's been a lot of Saturdays where I was on the home sideline at OU, but there's so many great teammates, friends that will be there. It'll be a lot of fun. He said, I do have great respect for University of Oklahoma, the program, a lot of friends that are coaching there. He said former teammates that will be there. Will be unique to be back there and excited to go as well. And lastly, Eli Drinkwitz over at Missouri. He took to the podium, and one of the first things he did was took a stand for Mike Leach, campaigning for the departed coach to be included in the College Football Hall of Fame during his press conference. He said, it reminded me to call on CEO Steve Hatchell to do the right thing and nominate Mike Leach for the College Football Hall of Fame. He said, Mike Leach, in my mind, is I believe in most of the people in this room's mind, a no doubt Hall of Famer. He impacted our game more in the last 50 years than a lot of other people, not only with his legacy, but also with his football acumen and, of course, the air raids. So pretty interesting, but kudos to Eli Drinkwitz taking that time out to do that. All right, let's get to some of our interviews we had Day 2 at SEC Media Days. We start with the Georgia Bulldogs. Here was our conversation with big defensive end Mykel Williams. All right, SEC Media Days rolling on here. We're catching up with Mykel Williams from the Georgia Bulldogs. What's all this been like for you so far, man?
Man, it's been a lot of ripping and running, a lot of interviews, a lot of talking.
What's the craziest thing you've been asked so far?
I think it's probably been like the Halloween costume when I was younger. My favorite Halloween costume. It kind of caught me off guard.
What was that?
Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had
That's
Batman.
nothing weird,
Batman.
though. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Batman's normal. If you dressed up like a box of cereal or something, that would be weird.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
What is your favorite cereal?
Some old, man. I tell you this, man, people might look at me different.
What is it? What is it?
I like Raisin Bran.
Okay, Raisin Bran's fine.
Yeah, I like
wrong with
Raisin
that.
Bran.
Keeps
Yeah.
you regular.
Yeah.
Talking with Mykel Williams, let's talk a little bit about last year, man. Obviously, look, it stinks because some years you lose one game and your season's not over.
Man.
Last year, it sucked the timing of the loss, but I got to think that motivates you guys, makes you even more hungry coming back this year.
It does. It does. It definitely makes us we definitely know what it feels like to lose now. I say and we definitely don't want that feeling again. The goal has always been to finish it in the Natty, and that's exactly what our goal is this year.
And I think y'all are 42-3 in the last 3 years. I know you've only been there 2, but it's crazy what you guys have achieved. That it's like you don't want to look down on. It's one loss. Like everybody loses games, but I got to think that this team focused. We've talked with Carson Beck. I mean, y'all are locked and loaded, ready to go. One of the few teams that brings back your coordinators, and I got to think Kirby's got everybody in the right mindset.
Oh yeah, he does. We're all in the mindset of growth and work, and we're all looking forward to August 31st.
What have you worked on individually with your game? Just kind of adding more muscle, more everything?
Exactly that. Just building my game and becoming more stronger, faster, and more athletic. I want to be more flexible. I've been doing a lot of stretching, a lot of yoga. I've also been working on my pass rush moves and my run stopping ability.
Give me a move. Have you added anything to the arsenal?
I've been doing more. I've been working the long run series a lot more. I feel like I didn't use it as much as I should in my rush plan, especially with how long my arms are.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been using that more. I've been working different moves off the long run.
Push, swim, or what's
something like that.
All right.
Long club, ghost, something like that.
What'd you see from some of the newcomers this fall? I mean, you guys always recruited at a high level. Give me a name or two you think has kind of stood out.
Man, there's too many to name. I ain't gonna lie to you. We got so many new guys that come in. They got a lot of juice, a lot of energy, a lot of anticipation, and ready to play, and have the ability to play early. So it's just too many guys to name.
Give me a quick thought on one of the guys you played last year, Kamari Lassiter. He's now going to the Houston Texans. What are they getting in Kamari?
Man, I feel like he's the best cornerback that was in the previous draft. People like his energy on the field is second to none. His mentality when he's on the field is second to none. He's athletic. He can cover. He can tackle. He's aggressive. Kamara's a perfect DB.
People get hung up on the interceptions, and the same thing with you with sacks. People get hung up on the stats, but you can have an impact without recording a sack or an interception in a game.
That's very true.
Talk to me about some of your favorite moments so far in your young college career so far. Is there one memory, one moment that stands out most to you?
Oh yeah, of course. My freshman year when I sacked C.J. Stroud, that's probably my biggest sack.
When you see him go on and have all this great success in the NFL, do you look back on that? Hey,
it made me feel better. Like I sacked him.
It's pretty good though, right?
Yeah, it makes me feel better.
Yeah. Give me a guy or two you watched either in college or the pros that maybe you don't model your game after, but you go, that's a guy that I really would like to emulate.
Myles Garrett. I like Myles Garrett a lot. I like Cam Jordan. Just how consistent he's been. He's like in a year 11 or 12. It might be 13 now. He's like year 11 or 12, and he averaged 7 sacks a year. Yeah. For this whole career. So, I watch Cam Jordan, just how consistent he is. Who else I like? I like Max Crosby. He's a big effort guy, and he uses his hands well, and he sets up his rushes well. He likes to rush on the pitch kind of live. You watch him, man. I like Max Crosby. We're
talking with Mykel Williams from the Georgia Bulldogs. Give me a quick thought on Trevor Etienne coming in. That backfield, it was already strong, but it gets even stronger.
I feel like we got the best running backs in the country. We got a great stable. We got at least 3 or 4 backs that really could start everywhere in the nation. I feel like, and Etienne just adding to that, he's going to be a great piece for us.
It's crazy when you look at the great quarterback play last year. I thought Carson was awesome, but I thought even he was a little bit underrated. I feel like he wasn't talked about enough. What'd you see from Carson in the spring that makes you think this offense could take it even to the next level this year?
Just consistency. Carson come in and do what he does every day. He the same person. He come in and he's going to throw a dot Monday. He's going to come in and throw the same dot Tuesday. Carson the same person every day.
What's been Coach Smart's message to you guys all throughout this spring and summer?
That better never rest. We still believe that, and we also focus on Nike and connecting with each other and building a bond to be a strong team that we're going to be. And we also looking towards the future and working to August 31st and playing Clemson.
what's this new age of college football been like with NIL stuff and all this? I mean, it's kind of cool. We were talking with Todd Gurley earlier, former Bulldog, who he's like, man, we didn't have that when I was playing. It's kind of cool that you guys can kind of make a little something off of your name, image, and likeness now.
Yeah. It's definitely cool, and it's definitely a blessing. Then off NIL, you see the different things like the NCAA, like how we can have our names on the back of the jersey in the game. That's incredible. Like that's something I'm probably gonna show my kids one day. That's crazy.
Have you played the game yet?
I mean, I tried, but I couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi last night. Like, I brought my game, I brought my console and everything.
All right.
I was trying to play.
So you're excited you're in the game, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. It's been over a decade.
Video game. What?
Yeah, come on. Did you look at the ratings like, come on, better than that?
No, I was.
They did okay? They did a good job?
Yeah,
okay.
they did it right. I was 93 overall. I was okay.
Some guys are like, that's not high enough. So.
Yeah, no, I can work with it. As long as I wasn't mistaken.
I think Kirby talked earlier something. They were talking about the collective, and they said that they're actually you guys could get fined now for things with that. Give me a little insight on that, because it's you got to hold yourself accountable with everything now.
Yeah, Georgia's almost the NFL. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're making mistakes, and you definitely will be held accountable for your mistakes. And in certain situations here, your accountability is a fine. That means that results in a percentage or a loss of your full NIL check for that month. The collective, it's not just Kirby, it's the collective. Collective has put these punishments in place to keep us on track and make sure we're doing everything we need to do.
Yeah, gotta go to class, gotta do everything you gotta do, right?
Gotta handle your business. If you don't, you don't get your NIL. And I don't complain about it.
Exactly. You ain't taking money out of my pocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I do what I gotta do.
Last thing for you, when you're not playing football, what are you doing?
Playing a game.
The video game?
Yep, I'm about to go get on NCAA as soon as I'm free.
All right, well, I'm going to play with you, and he is properly rated, Mykel Williams, in the video game. Mykel, thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, more right after this.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for making Locked On SEC your first listen to every day. Coming up next, we'll have our interview with Tennessee offensive lineman Cooper Mays. But first, I want to remind you guys about our friends over at FanDuel. Look, as we get into, or throughout the summer months and closer into the football season, you want to make sure you are signed up and ready to go with FanDuel. And all throughout these summer months, as we get closer to football season, FanDuel is hooking up all of our customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. Head on over to FanDuel.com. Start making the most out of your summer. It is FanDuel. They are the official betting partner of Major League Baseball. We're in the All-Star break this week. We'll have plenty more games throughout the second half of the Major League Baseball season. But I'll be telling you guys, a lot of those Week 1 lines on college football are up there right now over at FanDuel. Again, head on over to FanDuel, hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. It is FanDuel.com. Start making the most out of your summer.
Always got a good bit of work going on between us, just naturally, but then we always have the snaps on the back end, just getting comfortable, getting everybody where they feel like they're at where they're supposed to be, and just letting it play out from there.
Talking with Tennessee O-lineman Cooper Mays. What did you see from Nico just coming in as a young guy? And it's hard sometimes. I mean, 4-star, 5-star, no matter how highly touted you are, it's hard to come in and really earn the trust of a locker room and being that guy. But what have you seen from his evolution through the spring until now?
Well, I would say that he's done that at a really high level. Speaking from how young he is, I think people forget he's still a 19-year-old kid at the end of the day, or 18 or whatever he is, just trying to figure stuff out. And he's been a guy that has come in very humble and eager to work and eager to do whatever it takes to be the best he can, and everybody's going to respect that at the end of the day.
I know one of the big focal points was the defense was good last year, but it could be better. What did you see from the spring, throughout the spring and into the summer from that defense? Because I know people are excited. They think this defense could be much, much improved in 2024.
I would say they've done a really good job just coming in every day and being intentional about their work. Honestly, it starts up front. We're in the SEC. It's everything starts at the front battle, and I think we've got a really, really good D-line that, just like the O-line, has got a lot of experience and a lot of game time and a lot of starts and everything under their belt. So they're just going to continue to get better and better.
What with you? I know you've had issues with injuries and stuff like that. Where are you health-wise right now? Is this the best? I know it's hyperbole. I'm in the best shape of my life. Is that where you feel you are right now?
Yeah, no doubt. usually every time coming into a season, I feel really, really good. And, this year's no exception. Just trying to get the biggest and strongest and fastest I can before the season comes.
Are there things you can do to try to, injuries happen. They're just going to happen. It's a physical sport. But is there anything you can do to kind of prepare for that, taking care of your body and that sort of thing?
Yeah, just a lot of prehab, making sure wherever your weak points are, where you have had injuries in the past, trying to get the body part as strong as possible. You know what I'm saying? If you have a knee injury, get your quads as strong as possible. If you got an ankle injury, get your calf and your ankle strong. If you got you know what I'm saying? Just in general. And try to prehab everything. Just do stuff the right way. Sleep good, eat good, drink water. High levels of water, just as much as you can. Be hydrated, especially in this heat out here.
Yeah,
so.
in some of these environments, especially those games in September, you're playing in some damn hot environments. Talking with Cooper Mays here. Who's the toughest D lineman in the SEC you've gone up against?
Oh, the toughest D line in the SEC I've gone up against? 2021 Georgia.
Okay.
If you're familiar with that defense.
Couple first-round picks on that line,
a lot of them, actually.
Couple number 1, number 2 overall picks?
Yeah, no doubt. They had, I can't even count them right now. I know they had 3 linebackers. Only 2 of them started, and all 3 got drafted. And the one that didn't start was a first-rounder.
Right.
They had Nolan Smith, first-rounder. Mm-hmm. Trayvon Walker, number 1 overall draft pick. Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis.
Yeah, that's like a tank on the D-line.
You're just we just named 5 people, and they're all first round. Then who's the last one that I was thinking of? Plays for the Packers right now.
Oh, yeah.
Was the 33rd overall pick, I think.
Look at you. You know your stuff.
Yeah, I know. I played against him. I forgot his name. Oh, man.
Our listeners are going to kill us for him.
No, I know.
We'll get that. We'll talk about this team, though. Give me a name or two you saw a guy this spring. We had Chris Brazel on a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Excited to see what he's going to do on offense. But give me a name or two maybe people aren't talking about that you think could play a big role for you guys this year.
Aren't talking about?
Or talking about, either way.
Chris, like you said, Chris Brazel, he should be a great player for us this year. Kid named Miles Kitzelman, tight end transfer from Alabama. I think he'll be a good player for us this year. Just the people that aren't really getting any love. Andre Carrick, left guard.
Mm-hmm. Underrated backfield too. I feel like your running backs don't get enough shine.
Yeah, maybe not. Dylan Sampson's going to be headlining that group. Great elusive back to have there in the backfield. Had a lot of good performances last year, and I think he's ready to take the next step.
Talking with Cooper Mays, when you're not playing football, what are you doing?
Oh, man, a lot of music, play the game a lot, hang out with my family.
What game?
Right now I'm playing Sons of the Forest, which is like a little survival game. You probably not heard of it. But most of the time I'm playing Call of Duty.
Okay, on what?
You've
like
heard
PS5?
That.
Or
PC.
PC? Okay, so you're more a PC gamer then.
Yeah, I'm pretty serious about it.
Okay, are you going to fire up the NCAA video game at all?
They don't have it on PC. But I've got an Xbox set up beside it, so I'll switch over, I guess.
Man, so a PC gamer. So, do you do the Fortnite stuff or no?
Not as much anymore now that it's gotten to the point where the game's pretty old. But
okay.
But Call of Duty's my main one.
See, back in the day, we did Half-Life. Was a game. It was
I've
a
heard
PC
Half-Life.
game. Yeah, it's old.
It's a shooting game, right?
Yeah. But you played online, and you could be I was the sniper. I was the guy that just sat up there and I got no kills because I was just sitting there waiting for people to come.
Hey man, you got to get in the action a little bit.
Yeah, I know, right? What do you you watch movies, Netflix, all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, Netflix. More big into shows probably. This point in my life with how much social media we get driven.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard to sit there for a whole movie.
Really?
It really is.
You got to put the phone away.
We do. We've got all this going on all day.
Yep.
And it's so much to take in.
Are you addicted? You scroll Twitter?
Yeah, I think everybody in my age group is addicted. And if they tell you they're not, then they're either A, really on top of their stuff, or B, lying to you. So I think there's a level of addiction at probably everybody in my age group.
You got to be careful. It was back in the day, it was just message boards. People say, but now it's on Twitter. People can at you and tell you stuff. And it's come on, man. Don't hide behind a keyboard.
You're right. Some people have been complimenting the hat the cowboy hat.
I saw you at the cowboy hat
on Twitter, so I'll appreciate those ones.
You look like a true Texan now.
Right. I'm trying to invest in the culture down here while I'm here.
Because you're Knoxville born and raised, right?
Yes, yeah. Kingston, but Knoxville is where I grew up most of the time.
We were in Gatlinburg. We flew into Knoxville, and there was so much Vol stuff. I mean, the baseball team wins a championship, and it's like, oh my goodness, now it's pressure on you guys. Now y'all got to do something.
Yeah, no, we can't let them have all the fun. That's for sure.
That parade was pretty cool.
Man,
pretty cool to have a parade, right?
Man, we don't have a lot of parades around there, so finally got us a big one.
But the pressure, you guys, he was like, this is about to be the start of something. I'm like, geez, like,
no, I love it.
Rick Barnes and Josh Heupel are sitting up there going, thanks, Peyton.
Well, that's our expectation, championships.
Yeah.
That's the expectation around here.
Last thing for you, said music. What's on the playlist before when you're getting your mind right? Get ready so you don't, or stay ready so you don't have to get ready. What's on the playlist?
Like a pregame playlist?
Yeah.
It really depends on the time. I feel so different sometimes, but I usually try to get into some rock. Like Metallica, Tool. Okay. You've heard of Tool?
Yeah, right.
I mean, just getting Pantera. Ooh. Just trying to get into some stuff that just gets my mind going a little bit.
Pantera, Gates of Hell.
You ever heard Walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is a pretty good one.
I used to work, long story short, I used to work at an Italian restaurant where the Anselmo family ran it. Phil, I had no idea he was in Pantera.
Wow.
That was pretty wicked stuff, yeah.
Small world, isn't it?
Pretty crazy, small world. He is Cooper Mays. Best of luck this season, man.
Appreciate it,
hey, pressure's on. Vols, got to start winning more titles. Peyton Manning said so. Cooper, thanks for the time, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, more right after this. Coming to you from SEC Media Days, we'll be catching up with different players all throughout the week and catching up with Harold Perkins from the LSU Tigers. What's up, Perk? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. You are a Houston native, so always good to talk.
Oh.
You call yourself a New Orleanian? What do you call yourself?
New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans.
Okay, so you're like me. I grew up in New Orleans, but I moved to Houston.
Yeah.
You went to high school in Houston?
Yeah.
Side Park?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good to know, though. So you don't claim Houston. You claim New Orleans still.
Nah, I ain't gonna say I don't claim it, but I'm from the city. That's where I'm from.
But you like me. We claim both. Now I went to Rummel, so we had Jamar Chase. We got a couple guys making it up there. But fill us in real quick on that story. So your family, born and raised in New Orleans, but Katrina, right? Y'all moved over?
Yeah. My mom had one down there. Really, all my family, to be honest. But my mom ended up staying. I feel that she felt there was a lot more opportunities in Texas, than Louisiana. Obviously as a kid, I didn't understand that. I was just so used to, just being with my cousins every day, because this what we did every day, you know what I'm saying? What we doing, we'll be right here playing the game every day, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I ain't really understand it at a young age, why she wanted to stay in Texas and not go back to the city. But, as I got older, I started to realize, everything happened for a reason.
Had you stayed in New Orleans, where would you have gone to high school, do you think?
Car.
Yeah. All right. That's a powerhouse down there.
Nah, for sure.
Pretty strong. Let's talk a little bit about football for you, because obviously you jump on the scene as a freshman, make an impact already. I know they kind of moved you around to different spots to see where you can make the biggest impact. What was that kind of like going last year, playing some inside, playing some outside, kind of moving around?
It was fun for me. I enjoyed it a lot, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I just wanted to be in the role that I felt was best for me and my teammates. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me, it's about the team, and that's what we needed last year. So,
Harold Perkins joined us here at SEC Media Days, and Blake Baker. You get him back into the program, and you saw what he did at Missouri last year. I mean, how much of a boost was that for you? Not only with what he's done there and what he was proven up there in Missouri, but also too, that he's got a special interest in your group.
Obviously, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Coach Baker recruited me coming out of high school. He came to watch me play in high school, so that was a memory that stuck with me, you know what I'm saying, once he had got hired for this job. So I kind of thought about that. He always told me one day that he wanted to coach me, you know what I'm saying. So it's finally happening. I'm excited about it, you know what I'm saying. I trust him. I trust what he's bringing to the table. He's a great guy, great character. Loves family, family orientated. That's something that I love, you know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, when you play at LSU, you know that defense is going to be very much a priority for this team. How much did last year hurt you? Like where, you guys kind of took a little bit of a step back on that group?
I don't necessarily feel like it hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I necessarily feel like it was a learning curve for me. You know what I'm saying? I just got to use it as motivation. That's what we're doing as a defense. And we're using it as motivation. And God let certain things happen to certain people for a reason. So all I can say is watch out.
What's the transition been like with this defense? Because you mentioned Blake Baker coming in as the new DC, but a lot of new. I mean, you bring in Bo Davis on the D-line from Texas. Kevin Peoples comes over from Mizzou. Corey Raymond, the architect of DBU, is back. So, I mean, it's a lot of new pieces, so a lot of new adjusting on that defense, right?
Facts, but I also feel like those were the pieces that we was missing for the puzzle. I'm excited. Like I said previously, I'm just ready to get this show on the road.
It's so interesting too. I mean, you've built the sack totals are great and all, but really it's just about being an impact. And you've shown at times in your career you can cover a tight end or receiver down the field. You can play that outside, set the edge. You can get into the backfield for a tackle, for a loss, a sack, whatever. So I mean, the stats are great, but really it's just about being in the right place at the right time and making a play, right?
Right. That's how I feel. Like I said previously, I trust my coaches. You know what I'm saying, to put me in the right position possible. I trust the guys that I have around me every day with my team and all of that in one. Watch out. We're going to be good, trust.
Have you had, has Caleb Jackson run into you at all?
Oh, yeah, Caleb, that's my dog. With him, I ain't gonna lie, I can't even explain it. He's been getting so much better, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy just to see how people start and then how they're doing. And, you know what I'm saying, we don't know how he's going to end up, but just to be a part, you know what I'm saying, of what he's doing, going against him every day at LSU is the best on best every day. So, yeah, watch out for Caleb for sure.
And then, of course, you got Josh Williams, who's like 47 years old back there. He's been there. I think he started when the school started at LSU. But, no, it's great to have that because, man, he brings everything from toughness to hard running, pass catching, but run blocking too. I mean, or pass blocking. That's a whole nother part of it.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like Josh is amazing at, you know what I'm saying? And not even just that, just being the leader. In that running back room, because obviously he's the older guy in there. He's the guy that everybody look to, when things going wrong. Just like I am. I have guys in my room besides me, but yeah, I say Josh, he phenomenal player, great character, and even better teammate.
Again, we're hanging out with Harold Perkins here at SEC Media Days in Dallas. And, normally whenever we ask players or coaches about, huge primetime games, you'll say, well, we've got so-and-so in week one. But you don't know anything else other than huge primetime games week one right out the gate. Just how is that for you guys to start off with the last couple of years against FSU, but this year out in Vegas against USC?
Obviously we ain't had, going back a few years, from now, we didn't have the year we wanted to have, the years we wanted to have, winning games, the first game. Obviously I feel that it's from an execution standpoint, So we can't really, do nothing about the past. We just got to move on and worry about the future. Got to do better with the execution standpoint, and I feel we're going to be good. It's really about, in any game, I feel the team that makes the less mistakes.
So EA Sports NCAA football going to come out here. I think,
It's out today. Yeah, go get that. It's out today.
Mid-afternoon. Have you gotten to see yourself on the game yet?
I played, I seen some clips. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never played with myself yet, but I'm looking forward to.
How weird is that going to be? I mean, where you pick up the sticks and you're like, that's me.
It ain't going to be weird at all. I used to do this all the time as a kid. I used to, make myself creative players on NCAA, on Madden, on WWE. So it was, just games like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you make yourself and you want to just live through those moments. So now that it's actually happening, I'm excited.
All right, I got my buddy, I got to say, you're sticking with number 4, though, right? We're number 4 again? Okay, because my friend bought a jersey your freshman year with 40, and now he's got the awkward 40 Perkins jersey, but 4 looks good. 4 looks good.
Just tell him rip the 0 off.
Yeah, that's true. So it'll be a little off-center, but nonetheless. Talking with Harold Perkins, LSU linebacker here. One more for you. When we talk about the adjustments that you need to make, where do you like lining up? Is it off that edge? Is it with your hand in the dirt, standing up? Like what? Obviously, you can do it all, but what do you ideally like to do the most?
I just like to get the ball out the quarterback hands, to be honest. I like to see and hear turnover. You know what I'm saying? I like the feeling when one of our guys on defense make a play and the ball comes out, you know what I'm saying, and you hear the stadium, you know what I'm saying? You can't even hear yourself think. Like, so yeah, I say that. Just getting the ball out so I can hear Tiger Stadium go dumb. You know, like that's one of my dreams, just catching the pick six in Tiger Stadium. So, yeah.
It is funny though. You made such an impact so quick on the scene. Like it was a little reminiscent of a different position guy, but Tyrann Mathieu. That impact he had immediately at LSU, and just kind of do it all, kind of be everywhere, just wherever the ball is, you're there, right?
Yeah. You can repeat your question again. I
was just saying, like, just Tyrann Mathieu became such an impact guy. Like, is that how you feel you're out there? Like, wherever the ball is, you just need to be in there helping.
Yeah, that was my main thing, you know what I'm saying, just coming in as a freshman, you know, from day one. Like, I'm not going in there trying to do too much or be someone I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That never been me, that never been my character. I just wanted to come out and just be the best player I could be for myself and for my teammates. And that's why it got me here today, so.
Last thing for you, when you were not playing football, what's Harold Perkins doing?
Video games. I'm cooling with the fam.
Okay. How often you go back home to New Orleans?
I'll be out there every other weekend, you know what I'm saying, when I have time to. Obviously, we'll be busy with this football stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, anytime I have time to, I'm out there. If I'm going back down there for a funeral or something like that, I'm out there. But
you look a little more bowed up. You put more muscle on this offseason?
Of course.
What we doing?
Right now, I'm sitting at 225. So.
Okay. You eating like a lot of grilled chicken and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of proteins, to be honest. Yeah, I've been eating a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
What's the cheap food? Raising Cane's? What are we doing?
No. I like McDonald's.
Really?
Okay. Shout out Ocho Cinco.
Okay.
I'm eating McDonald's. I'm eating McDonald's too. I say McDonald's and Blue Store.
Okay.
And some crawfish.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gotta have the crawfish.
It's a little. We get crawfish in Houston too. It's not. It's a little different. It's a little different. Because you got to put the seasonings in the boil. You don't put it on after, right?
Yeah.
They call it dusted. They dust the crawfish.
Yeah, they be putting the seasoning on the shell. You gotta put it in the water.
Yeah, you gotta stir in the pot. Come on.
Yeah, you know.
He is Harold Perkins. Thanks so much for the time. I really appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, we'll have more from SEC Media Days right after this. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On SEC. Thank you guys so much for making us your first listen every day. Shout out to our everydayers. Keep coming back and checking us out. We'll have more coverage here from SEC Media Days throughout this week and more great interviews as well, so make sure you are checking that out. I'm Chris Gordy. This has been Locked On SEC. Hey, for your second listen, we talked about the Vols today. Check out Locked On Vols. Our buddy Eric Kane doing a great job keeping you up to date with all things Tennessee Volunteers. Make that your second listen today. And check out Eric. Does a great job there. I'm Chris Gordy. This has been Locked On SEC. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.